Hello and welcome. I'm painting the three wise monkeys today. Well, actually, they are rather cute little frogs playing the part of the three wise monkeys. They're part of a series of paintings I have been doing of some rather delightful frog garden ornaments. They really make me smile, and I hope they do the same for you. You can see the whole series over at kerriewoodhouse.com. I'll pop the link in the description below the video. I'm always rather fascinated by a motif like the three wise monkeys that has endured for so long and in so many forms. These three monkeys were first seen in a 17th century carving which is installed over the doorway in the Toshogu shrine in Nikko, Japan. The three wise monkeys have appeared over the years in paintings, advertising materials, and as little statues like the one Ghandi famously possessed. You know they must represent an important message if a minimalist like Ghandi kept a memento of them. These days, you can even find them in your emojis. You know, these guys. There is something a bit special, I think, about art that begets art. From the writings of Confucius to carvings to paintings to emojis, it's art doing one of its important jobs, helping us share important ideas and communicate with one another. My children call these guys the peekaboo monkeys, which makes sense for the one monkey, but not the others who are covering their ears and mouth. That's because this little monkey isn't actually playing peekaboo. He is remembering to speak no evil. The three wise monkeys in the statue represent some of the principles in Confucius's code of conduct from the Analects. His words were, "Look not at what is contrary to propriety, listen not to what is contrary to propriety, speak not what is contrary to propriety, make no movement which is contrary to propriety." Nowadays, we shorten this idea to see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Sometimes you find a fourth monkey with his arms crossed and his hands tucked up into his armpits to indicate doing no evil, but the most common form is just the three. I think that there are quite a lot of people who use these monkey emojis to represent turning a blind eye or minding their own business. You know what I mean. I never saw anything, I won't tell. But I don't believe that it is willful ignorance that these three monkeys represent. They remind us to be careful about what we consume, what we watch, read and listen to, and to be thoughtful about what we say. I do appreciate brevity, so while see no evil seems a good modern shortcut for the full phrase, look not at what is contrary to propriety, I think we've lost some important nuance there. Maybe it's just the difference between looking and seeing, the intention and the search implied by looking. Because short of hiding under a rock for the rest of your life, I'm not quite sure how you could truly live the directive to see or hear no evil. If you've read any parenting or management books, and let's be honest, those contain largely the same material, the current thinking on giving people instructions to elicit good behaviour is to tell them what you do want them to do, not to tell them what you don't want them to do. Similarly, if you've tiptoed down the woo-woo path, you'll be very familiar with the idea that our affirmations are best stated in the positive. Maybe it's just our human nature to be a bit defensive when told not to do something. Having restrictions placed on you feels disempowering and does tend to awaken the rebellious streak. But a few pointers on a good approach to following life is much more useful and always welcome by me. So I love the story of the three wise monkeys and the idea that they represent. But for me, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil isn't the most helpful life instruction. I prefer a more positive reframing. How about choose joy? Yes, those are words I'm much more comfortable with. It's an idea I return to often. I even wrote a book about it a few years ago. Whether they be frogs or monkeys, these three wise chaps tell a story about being mindful, both about what we take in from the world and about what we put out into the world. Put another way, they remind us to choose to see, hear and speak joy. That feels good, and so in keeping with the spirit of these happy little frogs. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Happy painting.